All right, guys, here's what I want to talk to you about this week. So we focus a lot on media bias, but what about like legislator bias? Why are legislators today so comfortable lying to your face? And it doesn't matter if it's on Twitter or in the chambers of Congress, they're perfectly fine stretching the truth or just lying. And it's absolutely absurd. You don't have to just take my word for it. Go out on an X during the shutdown thing, and you're going to see them lying through their teeth. And we've got a couple examples for you. Maybe it's their social media team. It's not always them actually touching the social media and typing out the stuff and all that. But right now, the filthy lying is mostly being done about the shutdown, the SAVE Act a lot as well. And it's so brazen. It's incredible. So Democrats say the SAVE Act is voter suppression, despite there being thousands of things that we need ID for, and their previous positions as well, before Donald Trump, I suppose. So let's take a look at this one. This first one's going to be Chuck Schumer in 1996. Check this out.
Admit the truth. Everywhere people go, they're asked for a Social Security card. In fact, one way to prove you're a bona fide person who can have a job is to ask for a driver's license and a Social Security card.
And a Social Security card. Isn't that incredible? So I guess the times they are a-changing, right? So it's weird that I'm saying this, but I don't think Schumer's cut out for this kind of brazen lying and stuff. His caucus has gone so off the rails. Hakeem Jeffries is just like that, just like a salesman with no shame kind of thing. And he really sucks at it, but I think he really likes it so much he just can't help himself. So he says he wants guarantees that ICE isn't going to be at voting spots. That's odd, right? If illegal aliens aren't voting, why does that matter? So let's take a look at this next one, too.
But one of those demands is keep ICE out of sensitive locations. And we've defined that as schools, houses of worship, hospitals, and polling sites. We want an explicit prohibition that ICE can go nowhere near any polling sites in the United States of America. It's one of our demands. We're not going to bend on it.
Incredible that he just focused on that as well at the end there. That was his one example that he unpacked a little bit. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. He's saying the quiet part out loud. He's always saying the quiet part out loud. So why bring up ICE at all? They're fully funded through 2028 anyways, so it's really just nonsense. They want to keep their fake voting schemes, and everybody knows Democrats have been cheating and illegal aliens are voting. So it's the only way they've clung to power this long. But pay attention to Jeffries, because he always says that quiet part out loud, and it's raucously irresponsible, too, to keep the government shut down right now. Because it's not just TSA that's not being paid. That's just what affects us directly. Don't forget that the Coast Guard, Secret Service, FEMA, and Homeland Security investigators, the guys who stop terrorists at home, and we're at war with the largest state sponsor of terror right now. Probably a bad time for that, Democrats. They really are just terrible for America. They're holding Americans hostage. They're holding us for ransom. And I got one more video for you. This is Dana Bash with Hakeem Jeffries again. This one's a banger.
And now what you're saying is that you're okay with funding TSA, which has been, I think, the biggest point of leverage that you possibly had in order to get what you want on ICE. So what was the point of this shutdown if you're okay with funding TSA?
Well, we never approach these things that are in front of us with respect to government funding in the context of leverage.
Always saying the quiet part out loud. It is leverage, Hakeem, and it's leverage. It doesn't really matter how despicable the lie is. Hakeem Jeffries is always going to repeat it shamelessly. So what are some other things that you've seen out there in the wild, like Dems lying through their teeth, or even Republicans? Because that's just as important. It just doesn't happen as much. So like comment below. Let us know what you've seen, and interested to get into it in the comments with you. And happy critical thinking, folks.